Hi there, I'm Jay Harper. Welcome on back for Game 3 of our 4-game series here today. It's women's playoff basketball TCCAA. I am with Tim Reese. So we've got the number 2 seed up against the number 7 seed. Pretty much things have gone, as you say, to chalk here in terms of the teams that are the higher seeds have pretty well come away with the women's games here today.
That's exactly how it's shaken out in the women's bracket, not so much in the men's bracket. There is a bracket buster in Southwest Tennessee in the men's side, but here so far in the women's, it is all the higher seeds. As earlier today, Walters State defeated Pellissippi State by 30, 81-51. And the game that just concluded, a 17-point victory for Motlow State over Jackson. It was a little tighter than that in the first half, but Motlow State just kept on adding and increasing their point total each time. Dyersburg State and Cleveland State have played against each other twice, but Dyersburg has gotten the victory both times, 56-50 at Cleveland and 62-50 at home. I'll give you the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups first for the Cleveland State club with a 16-13 overall record, 9-11 in conference play. Coached by Ayanna McWilliams, assisted by Deshae McGlosser, the athletic director Suzanne Strudwick, president Andrew White. First, the 5 starters: number 1, Sloan Pender; number 3, Kennedy Baker; number 5, Kayla Lopez; number 13, Aaron Dixon; and number 23, Macy Collins. The starting 5 for Nathan Dommey, the head coach at Dyersburg State in his 5th year. He is assisted by Tim Lounsdale, the athletic director. Sitting right in front of our broadcast booth is Steve Corneliuson, President Dr. Scott Cook. Starting 5 for the Lady Tigers: number 2, Morgan Williams; number 11, Dariana Holt; number 12, Kelvia Campbell; number 13, Rebecca Wood, a first-team all-conference selection; and number 44, Addison Wadelski. As Cleveland State wearing their black road uniforms with, I call it Columbia blue numerals, and Dyersburg State in their home whites with navy blue. And throwing up the opening tip is Greg Guerin. He's assisted by Hannah Reynolds and Carlos Jones. We are underway. Jay Harper on the call for Game 3.
Rebecca Wood got the tip, but it went in the hands of Cleveland State. As now Aaron Dixon in the game as a starter. Usually Marnasia Houston gets the start, but it is Aaron Dixon, a sophomore, as is Houston. And we are underway for Game 3 of our 4-game set, as the leading scorer for Dyersburg State, that's Rebecca Wood. She puts it in, the sophomore, for the Lady Eagles. The Lady Cougars now get it to Dixon, and she buries a nice shot to get the points on the board for the Lady Cougars. So quick start by both teams, making their first shots. And now this is Wadelski, and she says, hello, we're here to play. That is Addison Wadelski, a freshman. Kennedy Baker, one of the leading stealers, one of the leading thieves in the conference, but also can have, on a given day, an offensive impact. She will go to the free throw line, as she has already drawn the foul. Kennedy, about a 57% shooter from the free throw line on the season. Tied up at 4 as Morgan Williams brings it down. And now over in the hands of Wood. Getting it now to Wadelski, and the reverse layup by Rebecca Wood puts Dyersburg up. Here's Sloan Pinder now, making the second all-conference team. Those awards just handed out mere minutes ago in between games. Here about a half hour ago. The awards being presented to various categories for the conference. Here is Baker now going baseline, turning and shooting. Nothing there. Erin Dixon, she comes in, spins it off the glass.
Tallest player on the court, 5'11".
Yeah, and very, very strong player as well. And as we had commented before, she has very, very long hair, and she has the courtesy for us old announcer guys with the old eyes to stick her hair down her jersey to where we can see her number. So
in that black jersey, I didn't notice that like we saw yesterday.
Yeah, they had the white jerseys on.
They were the lower seed against the VolState Lady Pioneers. Got a 61-43 victory. Held VolState to 0 points in the fourth quarter.
Kennedy Baker. Now here is Marnasia Houston, number 22, as Dixon takes a seat. And racing down the floor now is Dariana Holt, number 11. Tied up at 6 as Holt goes to the line. Pinder, she draws an early foul. And the first shot missed by Holt. Marnasia Houston also named to that second all-conference team.
Second year for her on that second team all-conference.
Here is Kayla Lopez, the number 2 assist leader in the conference. She's got 150 of those. Kennedy Baker now looking for help. She spins around, finds Macy Collins. Collins to Marnasia. Marnasia drives to the basket, and that's her favorite side of the rim. She's a lefty, and she will target the left side of the basket as she connects to put the Lady Cougars up by 1. Taking the shot, and the long three-point shot by Kelvia Campbell is not there. Here is Lopez, a beautiful bounce pass, and Kennedy Baker is able to finish.
She got just enough twist on that wrist to carry that ball over the rim off the glass. Baker scored 18 points. She and Sloan Pinder, I take that back, she scored 14 points.
Kennedy Baker, a very talented freshman and tall at 5'10". Dalton, Georgia is from where she hails. Wadelski now with braces on both knees. Morgan Williams gets it now, and hello.
That'd have been something there, wouldn't you expect? A lot of contact. I'm going to get it right here, Jay. She had 14 rebounds, Kennedy Baker, yesterday, to go along with 10 points. So she had the double-double. Sloan Pinder led all Lady Cougars scoring with 14. Macy Collins had 13. She's number 23.
And number 23 for the women in white is Addie Gentry, and she now at the free throw line. And she makes it an 11-9 game. As the spark plug for Coach Ayanna McWilliams for the Lady Cougars is Kayla Lopez, the little general, as she directs traffic, gets it over to Sloan Pinder. Now Macy Collins. She'll pull up and pop a three from time to time, but she hands it off. Now here is Kayla Lopez. Lopez turning and getting the ball swatted away by Morgan Williams. Williams down the floor, and the reverse layup is good as she evades the much taller player, Macy Collins. The big fast break pass to Kennedy Baker, and they answer quickly on the other end. Morgan Williams, she and Kayla Lopez very much alike in not only size, but their roles on each respective team. Sloan Pinder, she with the layup.
Number 1, Naja Nolan in the game for Dyersburg now. As she snuck in there. We don't have hometowns, at least I don't have it on my roster.
Neither do I.
All I have is the class. There is very little information coming out of Dyersburg, including stats. There's some problem with Dyersburg State's Presto Sports stats, and numerous players are shown on there twice. Not really sure how long that's been going on, if it's been going on all year or not, but it's not corrected now here at tournament time.
And also on their own website, their rosters don't even have numbers to their players.
Yes.
So not
a big help to the broadcast team.
No, not a big help to anybody that really wants to follow along with what's happening and who's who. Disappointing. Here is Morgan Williams now. I really enjoy watching her. She is just a real spunky player that can really get their offense going. Rebecca Wood and
Carlos Jones calls a 3-second violation.
Just about to say that she had the ball in her hands a little too long. Here's Marnasia Houston over to Kennedy Baker. Now Lopez gets it in the paint to Houston, but there is Gentry to slap it away. Morgan Williams, a sophomore, drifting along and handing it off now to Kennedy Owen. Now back to Wood. And you don't want to turn her loose too often.
She drew some rain with that high arcing 3.
Kelvia Campbell, number 12 for the Lady Eagles in white.
Little guy in the stands was going to try to help, but ball went to the official.
Wood inbounding it to Williams, who in turn gets it to Campbell. Campbell turning, finding Kennedy Owen. Now Campbell's shot, not there. Marnasia Houston at 6 foot tall, taking it off the glass. Kayla Lopez at 5 foot tall, being met by Morgan Williams, who's a little taller. Now here is Macy Collins. Macy, a 5'9" freshman that has really progressed along. Almost stolen away. Yeah, and in an attempt to just maintain control of the basketball, Pinder called for the travel. 15-11 as the Lady Cougars on top. Morgan Williams, she will have a seat. And number 11 coming into the game now. That is Dariana Holt, back on the floor for Coach Dahme. Wadelski, shot clock at 12. Get it over to Wood now. Rebecca, she feeds it. And now Wadelski, just a little too strong off the glass, trying to bank it in. Marnasia Houston already with a couple of fouls, and she hasn't been in the game all that much. She'll go ahead and check out as Coach McWilliams wants to get Erin Dixon back in.
Houston had foul trouble yesterday. They didn't play yesterday. They played on Friday.
Yeah, the Friday.
It was Men's Day yesterday.
Wadelski to the line, and her free throw just makes it in. Kayla Lopez. She, as we mentioned, an assist leader, number 2 in assists on the season, and Baker, she figured out where to hit the backboard to bank it in.
Dyersburg just threw the ball to their bench. I think that's a violation. They may allow that in some countries, but not here in the United States. Whoa, apparently it was tapped out of bounds. Looked to me like it went straight out of bounds.
Dariana Holt feeding it now to Owen. Now Wadelski over to Rebecca Wood. That shot way off the target. Rebecca Wood. She too on the first team all-conference squad that was named earlier today, and she will step to the free throw line.
Trying to convert on the three-point play. And does. Morgan Williams returns, replaces Naja Nolan. Macy Collins checks out as Aaron Dixon returns to the game. Aaron from Greensboro, Georgia.
Lopez, the pass to Baker, wanting to get it to Pender, and does. Sloan back over to Baker, who drives in the paint. Shot too strong. Wood takes it. And we hear a whistle as Kennedy Baker drawing a foul. So already, I mean, goodness, we are not even 8 minutes into the first period, and we've already got a couple of Lady Cougars with a couple of fouls, Houston and Baker.
Wood looks like she has a good stroke there from the free throw line as the broadcaster jinx occurs again.
A little too much arc on that, a little short. Macy Collins feeding it over to the sophomore Ziara Thompson. Ziara with her three-point attempt. Close, but no good. As Lopez
helps up the opponent.
Yes, helps up Dariana Holt. Dariana over to Morgan Williams, who slides through the defense, gives it back to Wood. Now here's Wadelska driving with three.
Clobbered.
Yeah, three navy blue or black jerseys converge on her. Dixon, she will get flagged for her first foul. Aaron, a sophomore. Greensboro, Georgia. A number of Georgians on this Cleveland State team, which makes sense. I mean, good grief, they're right there on the Georgia border, for all intent and purposes. As that shot from Wadelski from the line is good.
Sanaya Starks, number 5, and number 14, Karen Johnson, have checked in for the Lady Tigers.
It's Lady Eagles.
I'm sorry.
We've got the Lady Tigers coming up next. You're just getting ahead of ourselves here, Tim.
You know, for some reason, I've had a mental block with Dyersburg and Chattanooga State. They're on opposite sides of the state, but they don't even have the same colors. Long three off the glass.
Yeah, Pender's shot off the mark. Morgan Williams down the floor, motioning to her crew where she wants them placed. Wadelski back to Williams, getting it in the paint now to Gentry, and her left-handed shot not quite there. As Lopez brings the ball down, now in the hands of Macy Collins, and Aaron Dixon just hoping that the ball had a magnet in it or something and would go in the hole, but that doesn't happen. As now we've got Johnson now. Karen Johnson, number 14, with the basketball. Over to Gentry. .6 seconds with Dyersburg State has pulled ahead here by 1.
Each team 0 from beyond the arc.
Morgan Williams, she'll have a seat with her nice foam green shoes as Kennedy Owen returns to the game for the Lady Eagles. Sloan Pinder, no shot clock as the game clock at 14. Lopez back over to Ziara Thompson. Kayla with the ball now. 6 seconds on the clock. Getting a shot off is Lopez. Dixon, and can't get a follow-up shot as time expires. But Dyersburg State, they were behind for a good portion of that first quarter, but not as the quarter ends. As we step aside for just a bit on the VolState Sports Network.
A degree in criminal justice can help you find the exciting career that you've been looking for. As a member of law enforcement, as a crime scene investigator, a teacher in a classroom, a detective working on cases, a lawyer or judge, or nearly any job where you get to put the bad guys away. Learn more at volstate.edu.
Dyersburg State with the 1-point lead. We'll get the basketball to begin the second quarter here in game 3 of Ladies' Day. Final game of the evening. Columbia State will take on those Lady Tigers of Chattanooga State in a 3 versus 6 matchup. This a 2 in Dyersburg, a 7 for Cleveland State. Jay Harper on the call.
Dariana Holt just inbounded it to Morgan Williams, who is back in the game. And now Rebecca Wood sees a lane, takes it, makes the shot as she zooms past the other number 13. That would be Erin Dixon. Up by 3 now are the Lady Eagles. Sloan Pinder getting it to Collins. Macy with the head fake. Got it to Dixon, but hey, there's Campbell, who wrestles the ball away. A stop for the Lady Eagles as Morgan Williams motioning her teammates into position. Rebecca Wood takes the 3. Actually, that was a 2, misses. Pinder floating down the floor and weaving through the defense. Banged it off the side of the backboard, but a foul committed.
There wasn't another black jersey inside the 3-point area when she went 1-on-4.
Pinder's free throw clanks off the back of the rim.
Leading scorer for Cleveland State at 12.7 points per game. Only shooting 52.5% from the charity stripe. Misses 2, but rebound to Thompson.
Now Pinder trying again for a 3-point shot. And Sierra Thompson, along with Morgan Williams, collapsing together on the floor.
She might have been helped out of bounds, but I think her momentum was going to carry her out of bounds anyway. That's probably what the official saw right there. Didn't want to bail her out with the contact. There is a little bit of contact in a non-contact sport like basketball.
Campbell to Holt, back over to Kelvia. Dariana Holt and Campbell back and forth, finally feeding it inside to Rebecca Wood, who got it to Starks for a brief moment. And a travel call on Rebecca Wood as she is trying to maintain possession. So we do have a timeout call
Keep it right here. You want to
Yep,
go over
it's a 30-second timeout.
the awards again, Jay?
Well, why not? Let's go ahead and give these young ladies more accolades here in recognition of a fine season, 5 performances by a number of young ladies. Terriana Griffin, who just had a fabulous year for Walter State. The team continues to have a fabulous year. She named the TCCAA Player of the Year as well as the Offensive Player of the Year. Sable Winfrey, Motlow State, with the Freshman of the Year accolades. The Defensive Player of the Year, Shania Clark from Southwest Tennessee. And, of course, Jasmine Coleman. When you don't lose a game, hey, you can win Coach of the Year. And that has been the case for Jasmine. We'll also touch upon some of the first team and second team all-conference players as we continue through the tournament. Macy Collins with the ball. She's met by Wadelski. Now here's Sloan Pender. She is one of the all-conference players. Her shot no good as this is Holt. Dariana Holt. And now it's Wadelski with Erin Dixon there. Feeding it to Starks, who gets it to Campbell. Almost had it stripped away by Collins. Rebecca Holt coming up to take the pass. Now back to Holt. Wood, her little jumper, just a little too strong as Erin Dixon collects it off the backboard. Gets it to her feisty guard, Kayla Lopez. Kayla handing it off to Pender, who in turn gets it to Collins. Macy over to Thompson. 8 on the shot clock. Macy's shot is good.
That was pretty shot right there. That's, again, we talked about that previous games. Those mid-range jumpers, they don't practice them as much as they practice threes and their footwork underneath the basket.
And let's face it, you get more opportunities up closer to the rim. So it would pay to practice that a little more as Campbell buries the three-point shot. That will pull the Lady Eagles ahead by 4.
It's the first three-pointer made by either team.
Erin Dixon with the pass from Pender. Erin giving it to Pender, and she makes her way past the defense. Coach Domi wanting some clarification from the official on the foul call.
Dyersburg.
Gentry will come in now in place of Wood.
Dyersburg State is 3rd in the conference in three-point percentage at 30%.
Pender connects on the first attempt.
Cleveland State at 26%, 9th in the league.
And good on both. 6:33 to play in the half. Down the floor comes Sanaya Starks. And Campbell. Here is Starks once again. Pulled up, thought about a three. Now Campbell will attempt the three-pointer. It's not there.
Nearly a wedgie.
Macy Collins. Some quick passing from the Lady Cougars. Trying to catch this Lady Eagles defense a little behind, but they are managing to get back in time. Here is Lopez, a nice little spin move after a step. Back to
Nobody
Kayla.
wants to shoot it.
Yeah, they're going to have to. 2 on the clock, and the desperation underhanded shovel pass that was kind of in the vicinity of the goal.
Bailed out by a foul, and Lopez will go to the free throw line. Jay, if it comes down to a free throw shooting contest, Dyersburg State has not a slight edge, but a huge edge. They lead the conference 71.5% from the free throw stripe. Cleveland State is dead last at 54.
That has
plus.
been an Achilles heel for the Lady Cougars, as a number of their top players are just subpar at the line.
So far today, they're 6 of 8, though. Both teams shooting it well from the charity stripe. Dyersburg 8 for 11.
And Lopez sinking them both to tie us again. 23-23 as we are approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. Campbell with Collins, and now Collins on Wood. Working the ball around the perimeter. Wood's shot not there. She's just been a little off target to get things started. She a fine shooter, just a fine overall player, but a bit cold to get things started for this game. But I've seen it. She can heat up in a hurry.
Official Hannah Reynolds at the scorer's table, checking on something with the official score. Let's see if we have a difference between the live scoring from the scorer's table. Company called the scorer's table. We don't. 23-23, and number 23 with the basketball.
Yeah, Gentry gets it over to Campbell. Now back to Gentry with Aaron Dixon there. Rebecca Wood driving toward the bucket, and she draws the foul. And did Dixon get called? Yep. Aaron Dixon, foul number 2. Marnasia Houston, she and Aaron Dixon pretty well subbed for one another, both, however, with 2 fouls. Rebecca Wood missing a free throw, which is unusual for her. She is good on the second. She has yet to heat up, but again, you've got to respect what she can do. Going to have to keep her in close check. There, a stop by the Lady Eagles as Starks drifts down the floor, pulls up and feeds it to Williams. Oh, that is, pardon me, I didn't think that was Williams. That's Kennedy Owen. And the lay-in now.
Apparently we've got a change of numbers. I've got number 1 is Naja Nolan. So we'll have to check that at halftime.
And the live stats have it as Kennedy Owen. But in any event, there's Lopez. Her long shot does not fall. Starks over to number 1. Now there is Campbell giving it to Rebecca Wood. Back over to Kelvia Campbell. And a nice pass as that would be Starks sandwiched in between Dixon and Collins with 3:42 to go. Dyersburg State, they the number 2 seed. This is their first game of the tournament as they've had a bye up until now. Cleveland State got past Volunteer State pretty handily on Friday with a 61-43 score to get them here. Kennedy Baker back in the game, and now Lopez to Pinder. Sloan giving it in the paint to Houston as Gentry knocks it away. The inbound from Baker to Houston. Starks there to guard Lopez. Lifted by Macy Collins over the rim, but there was Houston to grab it and put it back in. Tight game here thus far. It's the way we like it. Gentry turning and shooting and popping one. Addie Gentry with a pretty shot. Here is Lopez getting it to Collins. Macy back to Kennedy Baker. Baker driving toward the rim and just lays it in on the right side with 3 minutes to go in the half. Each team keeping it close. Neither able to pull away as of yet. Campbell. Wadelski back in the game. Starks takes a dribble, keeping the ball moving as Campbell. That helps pull away a little bit more with a nice three-point shot. Kelvia Campbell. Lopez sending out the basketball, and there is Gentry and Pender fighting for it, and they call a foul on Sloan Pender as opposed to a jump ball, as Tim Reese is going to make his way down to talk to whomever the winning coach will be at the half here in 2 minutes and 11 seconds with this close one. It's anybody's half. Here is Starks now. Getting it to Holt. Back over to Campbell. Dariana Holt takes the three. Not there. Rebound Wood. 3 other blue shirts around her, but Wood coming up with the rebound. Under 2 minutes to play in this half. Now Rebecca Wood with the ball. Trying to feed it back over to Wadelski. The mad scramble. Coming up with it is Cleveland State. And here is Lopez slowing it down, working it around the perimeter. 90 seconds to play in the half. Marnasia Houston, she's got a couple of fouls on her. Her game is the inside game, but and there's Collins. Macy puts it in. As I started to say, Marnasia Houston, I mean, her game is kind of battling it out in the paint under the rim, but with 2 fouls on her, she's trying to be careful. Perhaps not going to play as aggressively as she normally would. Speaking of Wood, Rebecca Wood tries the shot, tries to bank it off, but draws the foul. So to the free throw line, she will go. Aaron Dixon subbing in now for Marnasia Houston. That's the standard protocol between those two. When one's sitting, one's playing. And the nice arcing free throw connects for Rebecca Wood. 3-point advantage with 57.3 seconds. And nice pretty shot from Rebecca Wood. Wood making the all-conference first team and the lone Dyersburg State player to make either the first or second all-conference team. Kayla Lopez, 23 on the shot clock, 49 on the game clock. Now here is the sophomore, Ziara Thompson, in the game. Ziara flipping it over to the freshman Collins. Nice spin move, pulling up for the shot. Beautiful, nice move. That gets Cleveland State within a couple, as there is about a 3-second differential between shot and game clock. Kelvia Campbell with Kayla Lopez in her way. Dariana Holt gets it inside to Wood, who tried to pass it over to Gentry, but there was Macy Collins to tip it. And now Kayla Lopez with 9 seconds left, no shot clock, drives to the basket herself, tries to get that no-look bounce pass over to Aaron Dixon. Don't know if Aaron was really expecting that. Checking into the game, Kennedy Owen, as Dariana Holt checks out. and trying to get that quick inbound pass, and then the shot with about a second and a half. That did not work. So we will break at halftime, 33-31, with Dyersburg State on top and Tim Reese downstairs.
The first half, back and forth, couple of threes.
Yeah.
Difference here, you finally hit a few.
Well, we finally hit a few, but a pretty well-played game. Both teams have played really hard here, and we were able to get up a little bit, and they keep coming back. But they got a good team. We've played them twice this year, and both games have been really close, and so we knew we were going to have a challenge on our hands here. But really a good game overall, both teams so far.
Anything you're going to need to do differently in the second half?
I think we just got to come out with intensity. They've hurt us a little bit on the offensive boards here. A little bit of penetrations hurt us, so we got to see if we can fix that here at half.
All right, thank you, Coach. Coach Domi here with Dyersburg State Lady Eagles. They have a 2-point lead here at halftime.
Thank you much there, Tim Reese, as we break at the halfway point with Dyersburg State, the number 2 seed, up against the number 7 seed Cleveland State, up by 2. Join us here in a few as we resume the second half on the VolState Sports Network.
You are locked on to 5. Y'all, we got a great show for you today. We're going to talk with Georgia Bryant, a student in the music program right here at VolState. But before that, let's go on over to the Student Says segment and see what's going on there. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hi, I'm Rox, and this is the Student Says segment of 5. And today we're asking, what are you doing over spring break?
I'll be working at Kroger's all spring break, but hopefully I'll be able to go somewhere else instead of work.
This week over spring break, I'm going to be dog sitting, a lot of dogs, and hanging out with friends.
Over spring break, I'm going to be going on a mission trip. I think it's like 3 days. One of my friends invited me, so that's going to be fun.
Over my spring break, I'm probably just going to be working a whole lab.
Be spending time with my mom, and I'm very excited about it. I'm studying for an anatomy lab exam and working.
I'm going to Cancun with my family.
Well, for spring break, I'm actually going to England. And I wasn't really in charge of planning everything. It was my family and my parents and my sibling. Because it's their graduation trip.
Gonna hang out with friends and also study for my exams that I'm gonna have.
Hey girl, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell me, you're in the music program here. What all do you do? What are you part of? What's going on?
So I'm a music AFA major, so I take a lot of private lessons and do a lot of ensembles, and I also have a lot of music theory and ear training classes.
Okay.
That kind of makes up the majority of the major.
Okay, cool. So are you a singer? Do you play instruments? What do you do as far as in the music?
I'm mostly a singer. I've been writing songs since I was 5 or so. So I play a little bit of piano to accompany myself, but my voice is my main instrument.
Yes. There you go. I was talking with Ben Graves, our professor here earlier, and he was telling me that you're part of the jazz ensemble. Tell me about that.
I am. This is my first semester doing it, but I've really been enjoying it. It's cool. It's a lot of improvisation, which is a good challenge for me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we get new pieces all the time, and we have to learn them really quick.
I bet. It's super fast.
Yeah.
So do you sing in that too?
I do, yeah.
Awesome. So how big is the ensemble? How many people are a part of it?
This semester we have a pretty big one. I think it's 13 or 14 students.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes it's only 8 or so.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What instruments are a part of it? What makes up the whole group, I guess?
Well, it depends on the semester.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple vocalists. We've got a drummer. We've got a sax player. We've got 2 trumpet players. And then we've got a few guitarists, a clarinet player.
Okay.
And we've got a pianist too.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so how do you become a part of the ensemble? How'd you hear about it?
I know about it because of the department I'm in, but I think non-music majors can be in it too.
Okay.
And you don't have to audition for it. You can just sign up.
Oh, perfect. So if any other students wanted to join, they could?
It's called the Commercial Music Ensemble.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, one last question. This is my surprise question for you. This is so random. If you could be a dipping sauce, what dipping sauce would you be?
Ooh, I'm actually not a big sauce person.
Not a big sauce person?
No.
Maybe a seasoning?
Ooh, tahini.
Tahini. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Georgia. That's all we got for you.
Thanks for having me.
Come visit the art gallery and check out the Retro 50 Expo by Alan Messer, where you can check out artists such as Willie Nelson, Alice Cooper, and last but not least, this guy.
Hey nursing students, did you know they sell scrubs in the back corner of the bookstore? They come in 2 colors, black and navy blue, and in sizes from extra small to 3X.
Need a snack? Come by the bookstore and grab a bite to eat.
And one last thing, spring break starts next week, which means there are no classes. Take some time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the break. We'll see everyone back on campus soon. Well, that's all we got for you for 5 segments in 5 minutes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm Jessica Meyer, and y'all have a great spring break.
I'm his son. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's make a record.
Y'all ready?
The Possum Hunters they were the first band to play the Grand Ole Opry 100 years ago this year. Not only is it the museum's 50th anniversary, but it's the 100th anniversary of the Opry, and the Possum Hunters were the very first band to play the Opry. Not only that, they opened the Opry every single Saturday night from 1925 to around 1938, 1940. They were absolute superstars.
I'd go back to my great-granddad, who was also with the Possum Hunters when his Uncle Monk played for him. My granddad was Martin Presley, George Martin Presley, and they called him Shorty. And if you ever saw a picture of him, he wasn't much bigger than the banjo that he played, but I remember as a little kid sitting around with him. You know, of course, he passed away when I was still young, but I still remember hanging out with him in the yard, and that's all he loved to do. He still, till his old age, till his dying days, that's all he wanted to do was play the banjo. As a matter of fact, that's his banjo back there behind me. We got to play that on this album. Luckily, I put a few things back on it because it was missing a head, and I had to make it playable again. But that's still the original, roughly 130-year-old banjo back there that he learned to play on.
My uncle, he tells a story that he was asked to join the Possum Hunters, but he turned them down and suggested that my uncle Monk, as he was known, his name is Noel, that he might want to play with them, and he did.
I'm on the board of directors of the Sumner County Museum, and we're having a night at the museum. And this band, this bluegrass band, local bluegrass band, who I'd seen before called the Lugnuts, were playing there that night as entertainment. When you go in the museum, if you look up on the wall, one of the first things you'll see is this massive picture of the Possum Hunters from the late 20s. The Lugnuts that night were playing underneath the photo of the Possum Hunters, playing a Possum Hunter set list. And I'm standing across the room at this point listening, tapping my toe, and it's February. I need a project for the spring semester, and the light bulb went off. It's like, I'm going to record that. I knew it was daunting because I wanted to do a whole album. I jumped right in. I went to the museum and gave them my idea. I said, I can record it in the studio. If everybody's on board, we'll make this record. Museum loved the idea. Then I went to Steve Beischer, head of the department here.
So Cole comes with the project, and he says, this would be a great thing to do. And I agreed. I think I said, this is something that would be great for the school, great for students, and it's a real world thing. I took it to the school and talked to the school about it, and Dr. Tostenson, the president, said it's a cool thing. You know, everybody's agreed that it's a really neat thing because it connects the historical part of it and the student working on projects part of it, and all of the stuff that it connects together is, I think, a worthy goal to make it as good as it can be. The students did a good job on the recording. There's probably a lot of students who've never experienced one of those instruments live and in the flesh before. So those instruments were great to have them say, well, here it is. This is what it does. This is what it does. Here's where the sound comes. Here's how it's played. And they can take those techniques sometimes away or put them into a project that they're working on, or say, hey, what if I put a mandolin on my rap track? What's that going to be like? Hey, why not do it? You know, see what happens. I've spent a lot of my career with two phrases, what if and why not. It's like, what if we put a mic up here? Why not? Well, do it. See what it sounds like. If it's good, cool. If it's not, then you don't have to use it. So all of those things apply because as they're learning things, like all these pieces of gear here, until they actually come in and turn the knob, I can talk about what this knob might do all day, but until they actually turn it and go, oh, now I understand. The whole point of the program is to come out with portfolio material, because in the real world, especially on a hands-on or a creative thing like this, like engineering or producing or something, the first thing you'll be asked is, what do you do? And you can say, this is what I do. And since it is a real-world project, it's not a theoretical, I did this for a class. It's on the market. It's for sale. My name is on it. You know, maybe it goes and wins Bluegrass Album of the Year. Who knows? Then you have that accolade to your credit. So it's only good things can happen for students.
Take the step. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Take the step, the one you've always wanted to a better you and a brighter future. Choose a path to create, innovate, or educate. A path to your career. One that builds you as a person, or one where you build for the people of the future. Choose a path to save lives or check eyes, to study the human body, soul, and mind, to fight crime both in person or online, to code, market, or be an entertainment rock star. Take the step to your full potential, to everything you've dreamed of. Take the step here, there, and eventually everywhere. With the pros of the profession, the Grammy winners, the commercial producers, the engineers, the doctors. Life is full of steps, so why not make yours count? This is us. This is VolState.
Studies show a 2-year degree can increase your earnings by 17% per year, or over $400,000 during your lifetime. Volunteer State Community College is here to help you unlock your unlimited potential. From nursing to marketing, computer tech to acting, and everything in between, come see what VolState has to offer. Go to volstate.edu today to get started. Pioneer your future. Start here.
We are mere seconds away from resuming the second half, the third quarter, but thus the second half here with the Cleveland State Lady Cougars and the Lady Eagles of Dyersburg State are about ready to, again, get underway. Tim Reese along with Jay Harper as we will get back in our air chairs here and see where this one takes us. As you can see, we've got another close game happening. Just a mere 2 points separating things at the moment. We'll see if somebody can start to break away perhaps here in this third quarter. As Morgan Williams hands the ball off to Dariana Holt. Now Rebecca Wood, who has yet to really heat up in this game. She, their leading scorer on the season. Wadelski, a couple of quick dribbles and a pass back over to Wood. Now back to Wadelski. Kelvia Campbell, and that rattles around. Man, that looked like a good shot, but just will not fall. Rebecca Wood does have 11 points, however, to lead, make that 13 points to lead the Lady Eagles. As Morgan Williams brings the ball down now. It's Kennedy Baker that has 11 points to lead the Lady Cougars in that first half. Dariana Holt with Macy Collins there. Now Macy goes over to protect Wood, and Holt, she gets the scoring started in glamorous fashion with a three-point shot.
Third three-pointer for Dyersburg State. Kelvia Campbell hit 2 of 6 in the first half. The only 2 in the first half as Cleveland State could not connect.
They normally will pop a few threes in the course of the game. Sloan Pender, and
4-3 on the shot clock. Somebody's going to have to hoist.
Yeah, Kayla Lopez and Pender, they will pop a three from time to time, but
well, they're 0 for 8 in the first half.
Not as of yet, yeah.
3 of 12 are Dyersburg State.
Bringing the ball down for the Lady Eagles. That would be one Morgan Williams. As Kennedy Baker, one of the top stealers in the conference, does just that, but she cannot finish the play. Morgan Williams comes back up with it. Pulls up, gets it to Wood. Now back over to Rebecca, and she cannot maintain the grip on the basketball as she was charging for the bucket. Lady Eagles up by 5. Big three-point shot to get the scoring started here for the Lady Eagles. The line drive pass over to Marnasia Houston, but she just dropped it.
Apparently not happy with the angle of that pass, apparently.
Williams to Dariana Holt. Again, she has popped a three just a moment ago. Now Rebecca Wood. Driving baseline. And Marnasia, I believe, gets called for the foul.
The pass was right at the chest of Marnasia, so surely that wasn't the issue. So looked at the play delayed on YouTube.
Campbell getting the inbound pass. Can't make the shot. She'll try the three-pointer now, and off the mark there as well as Sloan Pender retrieves it. Long pass over to Sierra Thompson, who just checked in for Marnasia Houston. Thompson got it back to Pender. Pender gives it to Lopez. Kayla knocks down the first three for Cleveland State on the day. A 2-point difference now with that three-pointer. Kelvia Campbell back over to Holt. Now Wood. She draws the crowd, but that freed up
zone
Morgan Williams.
By Cleveland.
3 on the shot clock, and that off the front of the rim. They'll try it again. Rebecca Wood back over to Gentry, who's in the game, as she's sandwiched in between Collins and Baker. Macy Collins, number 23, called for the foul. And number 23 in white will take her free throws.
Only player for Cleveland State in any foul trouble is Marnasia Houston with 4. Nobody with more than 2 for the Lady Eagles.
Lopez with a quick pass to Pender. Now back over to Kayla Lopez as she yells out the play. Kennedy Baker taking a dribble. Left-hand dribble, left-hand pass to Pender. Sloan backs away now. Back over to Kennedy. Baker takes the three-point attempt. It rattles around, no good. Addie Gentry runs down the floor. Passes it now to Campbell. She tries the three, not there. Gentry retrieves the rebound, and Baker comes up with it when all is said and done. Lopez sees a lane, drives for it, lays it in. The little 5-foot Kayla Lopez blowing through the Lady Eagle defense as a timeout is called, and it is a full timeout.
They originally indicated it was going to be 30, but they've changed that as that will leave Cleveland State with 3. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. We'll go ahead and see if we can put that bracket back up for the women, as the team that is going to come out of this side of the bracket, Dyersburg and Cleveland State. Winner will take on the winner of our final game tonight, Columbia State and Chattanooga State, as Walters and Motlow have already moved over. The 4 o'clock game tomorrow will feature the Walter State Lady Senators taking on Motlow, who got the 83-66 victory over Jackson State. Dyersburg and Cleveland, this is a close contest. They've battled in 2 other games. The first game was close, 56-50, and maybe game 2 was close, but the final result showed 62-50. Dyersburg State getting the win over Cleveland State in both of those. Not sure, Jay, if you called the one there at home. I know you have some help on game time, so do you recall? You may not. A lot of games.
Yeah, I know. I have seen Dyersburg State, of course. I do recall them playing either Cleveland or Motlow, and I think I was at both games.
Number 2 seed in the conference.
Williams to Campbell. Yeah, that three-pointer is not long enough, but there's Rebecca Wood.
Count that as an assist then.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess.
Not a missed shot, that's an assist.
It's an assist.
It was an alley-oop, it just was a little short.
Sierra Thompson to Pender, now over to Lopez. She goes baseline, and a foul called.
Dariana Holt's going to pick up that foul. We didn't mention it already. Number 1 on the Dyersburg State roster is, in fact, Naja Nolan. They had number 10 Kennedy Owen as that on apparently a different roster that the live scorers had.
And a big long arcing shot from Pender, no good. Baker grabs the rebound. Now Sloan will drive and try to score. Not going to happen there either. Jump ball between Gentry and Baker.
That'll be a turnover as Kennedy Baker got her mitts on that basketball. Now she'll trigger the inbound underneath their own basket. Down by 4. Aaron Dixon back in the game.
And trying to get it to Dixon.
Addie Gentry with the defensive pressure, and Aaron Dixon couldn't control the pass.
With Morgan Williams down the floor now. 4:28 showing on the game clock in the third quarter. Morgan feeding it to Starks now back to Campbell. Wadelski dancing around on the far side, but the ball going to Gentry. And it is Kennedy Baker with the foul. So third foul for Baker.
Gentry, an excellent job of finding the open space right there in the middle of the defense. She drops in the first free throw. Want to shout out to the hospitality room. Been working hard during the conference tournament. Dawn McKinney and her folks working just outside of the inside of the gymnasium here.
Kayla Lopez.
Nice pass.
Yeah, the no look over to Dixon. Aaron could not complete the play, but there's a reason for that as she was fouled, and to the free throw line she goes. As Mopman does his duty.
Wes Buckner. Jay knows him as Mopman.
Yep. Yeah, once you get a nickname with me, you're stuck with it. Dixon, a nice even free throw that falls.
Hasn't shot a lot of them this year, but
no,
she hits 2 out of every 3, or at least she has. This time, she hits 2 out of 2.
Starks brings it down and now delivers to Morgan Williams. Back over to Starks. Back and forth between Starks and Williams. Now Addie Gentry, the freshman, to Wadelski, and her shot rattles and doesn't go. Pinder to grab it off the board. The arcing pass to Collins. She saves it, gets it over to Thompson. Zierra nails the three-pointer. Yeah, just like they drew it up.
Mike could have called Macy Collins with a travel with a little hop there. As Coach Domi
wants a timeout as we're tied at 41 apiece.
Let's take a moment right here to thank the folks that are working hard on the VolState Sports Network, our producer and the head of the entire staff, A.J. Fawson, who's the chief engineer here at VolState. He is orchestrating a full staff. Production assistant Barry Inslee, tech director is A.J. Fawson, director Tamira Dreer, Russell Wilson on graphics. Audio is John Hughes, sometimes known as Jonathan. Camera operators up top, Amzie Hernandez and Nicole Smith as she's standing on her big box. And down on the floor, Kaysen Hollinsworth and William Sexton. Ayana Boro is on the robotics. That's also a camera, I think. But that's our staff here for day 3 of a 5-day tournament.
Starks with the basketball. Number 5, guarded by number 5, Kayla Lopez. Now the steal. Macy Collins being trailed by Morgan Williams, and Macy is able to connect.
She has
the steal and the shot.
She has the gift of anticipation.
Rebecca Wood just blows past Aaron Dixon, but can't get the shot to fall. Behind the back dribble from Kayla Lopez as she scurries down the court. Has her pass deflected into the hands of Rebecca Wood, and now Starks comes down with it. Pulls back to let everybody regroup just for a second. Rebecca Wood handing it over to Campbell, who gets it right back to her. Little pitch and catch here. Rebecca Wood. Nice little head fake. Works her way to the bucket. And a jump ball call.
That time 6 hands on the basketball. 4 of them by Cleveland State. That's 2 different players, by the way.
Dariana Holt and Addie Gentry back in the game as Wadelski and Starks will towel off for a bit. 2:20 to go in this fast-moving third quarter, with Cleveland State edging out Dyersburg State for the moment by 2. Sierra Thompson with the battle. And Kelvia Campbell. Now Morgan Williams over to Dariana Holt. Back to Williams. Morgan driving. Dishing it off now to Holt.
3 on the shot clock.
Gentry. 1 on the shot clock.
Basket goes, but it's not in time.
Exactly. Shot clock violation. Did not get it away in time. That is a shame. That would have tied us. Kayla Lopez tapping her chin, giving the play signal. Lopez to Pinder. Macy thinking about a shot, but then sees a lane and says, hey, I'll just drive right through it. Pulling up by 4 now are the Lady Cougars. 90 seconds to go in this third stanza as Morgan Williams feeds it to Holt. Her shot no good. And Houston in the game. She had possession for just a split second as Campbell buries one. Kelvia Campbell. A three-pointer. Those are so pretty when they fall. 1 point now separating the two teams. With just a minute 4 left on the third quarter.
Nice defensive play there by Rebecca Wood to save it going out of bounds, but throw it off of a Cleveland State player.
20 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock. Wood. Now back to Morgan Williams. Feeding it back to Dariana Holt. She's buried some threes today, or at least one. And now Addie Gentry with Sierra Thompson. Shot clock getting down there. 2 on the clock as that goes off the side of the backboard. Sloan Pinder coming up with it with 30 seconds to play. Over to Marnasia Houston, and she just could not get her body in a position to have a successful attempt. That's the side of the rim she likes. She's left-handed. But again, the pass just a little bit too far out in front, and she couldn't pull up in time to make a comfortable shot. Addie Gentry takes a step forward, and nothing there. 5 on the game clock. And the heave-ho, will it go? No.
Off the shot clock. Cleveland State has now taken a 45-44 lead.
Boy, we had a harried bit of action there as that quarter came to a close.
We'll take a break, come back with the final quarter after this short bit of announcement. You listen to the VolState Sports Network.
Are you missing out on $400,000? A 2-year degree from VolState can increase your earnings by 17% a year. Discover your true potential in technology, business, healthcare, sciences, or the arts. Find what you've been missing. Find it at VolState.
Hey there, Jay Harper along with Tim Reese. It is Ladies Day, going to be Ladies Night here before too long at 5:34 Central Time on this Sunday. Cleveland State, they pulled ahead. They're up by 1 here. They were up by a few more a moment ago, but Dyersburg State refusing to back down, of course, as we've got a good one here between the number 2 seed and the number 7 seed. This one has been a bit closer than I'm guessing some folks would have anticipated. But, you know, you can't really, in all cases, judge things, predict things by the seeding. We all know that. But this one is turning out, thus far, to be a close one. Can somebody start to pull things away? Will depth or, just roster depth begin to play a part here in the latter part of the game? As Sloan Pinder gives it the heave-ho, it doesn't go. Now there is Sierra Thompson to add to the scoring on the Lady Cougar side of the ledger. Now we have Morgan Williams holding up a couple of fingers. Gives it to Dariana Holt. Wadelski back in the game with those knee braces. I mean, she looks like she should be so uncomfortable, but she moves just fine. Rebecca Wood now back over to Williams. And Dariana Holt giving the three-pointer a try, and yeah, try. She ties us back up. It's been that kind of game. Kayla Lopez, again, she is the playmaker. She is the coach on the court. Very high basketball IQ and just real scrappy player. Does not let the fact that most of the time she's going to be the shortest player on the floor. But that certainly does not detract her from having an impact. Again, the second leading assists, she's number 2 in assists. 150 coming into the game as Thompson now tries the three. There's Marnasia Houston grabbing it on her fingertips and throws it in with the left hand. Dariana Holt gets it over to Morgan Williams, and Morgan trotting down the floor. She's greeted by Sloan Pinder, who then shifted over to cover Holt. Rebecca Wood, gosh, she sees the lane. Oh my goodness, had an opportunity but could not finish with the shot. Cleveland State pleading their case that they were not the last to touch, but losing that argument. Now here is Campbell. Williams to Dariana Holt. Ring around the perimeter here. Rebecca Wood hasn't been able to get her sights set yet on that three-point shot today. Holt's shot, not there.
I think Houston got a finger or a nail on that one. Dyersburg State retains possession, but they're down by 2. Just at 8:01 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Marnasia Houston named to the second all-conference team today during the awards presentation. She joins her teammate Sloan Pinder on that second team. And the only Dyersburg State player to make an all-conference team was Rebecca Wood. She's on the first team.
Aaron Dixon checks in for Marnasia Houston as Cleveland State is on defense. Let's save that last foul.
And out of play it goes as Wadelski will inbound it now. And the pass over the head of Williams, but she's able to retrieve it. Wadelski back over to Morgan Williams. There's Erin Dixon trailing her. The reverse layup doesn't fall for Morgan. Pinder with the rebound. And just hands it over to
schizophrenia there on that offensive possession for Dyersburg.
Lopez over to Dixon. That's usually not Erin's spot on the floor. Now she gets to where she's comfortable. Over to Sierra Thompson. Sierra's shot off the mark. Misses pretty much everything.
Yeah, Erin Dixon has not attempted a three-point shot this year. It's Kennedy Baker, I believe.
So,
checks back in for
Naja Nolan in the game now for Wadelski, as Kennedy Baker will replace Sierra Thompson. The inbound to Dixon. Addie Gentry there. Now Lopez over to Pinder, who moves into position. That shot is short. There's Baker, the turnaround jumper after the rebound. And now Erin Dixon gets it back over to Lopez. She tries a shot. No. And out of play it goes.
Had plenty of opportunities there to increase their lead, but couldn't get a shot to fall.
Morgan Williams. She, the spark plug for this Lady Eagles team. And Dariana's shot missing the mark. Macy Collins. Macy turning into a good all-around player, a freshman that certainly Coach McWilliams hopes will return next year. Lopez, and almost had her pass picked off by Nolan to Collins. Now here's Kayla behind the back. Shot clock at 1. And the shot got off in time. We have a foul call now.
Kason Hollinsworth down on the court with that shot right there.
Addie Gentry committing the foul.
Again, in the regular season, Cleveland State last in the conference at the free throw line, but Erin Dixon drains that one.
Yeah, she's been good from the line today. She's hit her last 3 attempts. Not so much there as Nolan gets it off the board and flips it over to Williams. And Coach Domi says, let's chat. So we'll step aside as a full timeout has been called here on the campus of Volunteer State. This is the Volunteer State Sports Network.
We're all working in the cloud. But what really is the cloud? If you start pulling back the clouds themselves, you find out it's an infrastructure. Computer science is really computer engineering. Right now, Middle Tennessee is quickly becoming a growing tech hub with several IT companies that are looking for skilled workers. If you're pursuing the CIT program at VolState, you're preparing yourself to fill those positions.
Cleveland State with a 3-point lead over Dyersburg. There's 5:53 on the clock. 3 timeouts left for the Lady Cougars. Dyersburg down to 2 timeouts. And I need to remember to ask somebody who's a lot more knowledgeable as to when can you use that full timeout to advance the basketball? Is that only maybe in the second and the fourth quarters? But I have to ask that as Dyersburg with the basketball. Still can't put it in the bucket.
Yeah, good ball movement there, but just could not finish the play as Rebecca Wood off target. And we get a travel on Dixon. That attributed to just the intense pressure from Dyersburg State. Morgan Williams drifting down the floor. Now here is Gentry, and back over to Williams, who gets it to Rebecca Wood. Good ball movement here around the perimeter. Morgan Williams with Kennedy Baker coming up to greet her. Baker back over to Williams. Now Rebecca Wood goes baseline. 3 blue shirts around her, passing it back out now to Williams. And just getting it under the shot clock, but to the left of the rim. 5 minutes exactly remain in this contest. One of these teams' season will be done, but one will go on to face either Columbia State or Chattanooga State. That game, the winner of that game, will be determined when we begin at 6 o'clock here this evening.
Coach McWilliams used one of her 3 remaining timeouts.
30-second timeout with the Lady Cougars up by 3.
So tomorrow it'll be semifinal Monday.
2 men's, 2 women.
Men will get started early. We have the men's bracket. Maybe we can throw that up there quickly. Walter State will be the first game of the day. They'll take on the 4-seeded Chat State Tigers. And then a 2 versus an 11 matchup. Columbia State in Southwest Tennessee. Southwest, an overtime victory over Cleveland on day 1 on Friday. And they got the victory over Roan. That was at the buzzer with 0.7 seconds to go in the game.
Jeremiah Hayes almost from half court with a three-point shot that broke the tie and secured the win. As Macy Collins off the timeout drains it to put the Lady Cougars ahead by 5 with 4:30 remaining. Now, Dariana Holt's shot off target. Kennedy Baker will inbound it now. Kayla Lopez waving her players into position as Marnasia Houston prepares to check in. And Dixon losing the handle on it. And we get a jump ball call. I was thinking they were going to flash up a foul sign, but no. Just a jump ball with Dariana Holt. She's going to inbound it. Rebecca Wood. She checks out of the game. So we have Campbell, Wadelski, Gentry, along with Holt and Williams on the floor for the women in white. Backing away from the perimeter is Williams, as now she runs toward the bucket. Now she's over in the far corner. Wadelski takes the three. It is short. Macy Collins there to catch it.
Every possession now extremely important, especially as Dyersburg is down by 5.
The pass from Baker to Lopez. Now back to Kennedy Baker. Driving toward the bucket as it's swatted at. And a foul is called.
A year ago down at Southwest Tennessee and Memphis at the tournament, Dyersburg found themselves in the same position. They were the number 4 seed. They played Roan State in this 4-5 matchup and went down by 6 points, lost the game. Did not continue. Roan State had to go and face Walters State. Ended up losing in that game. Of course, Walters won the Tire Championship. Baker trying to give, and does give Cleveland State a 7-point lead with 3:19 to go.
Connects on both free throws. Here is Williams. Now Wadelski moving the ball in and out from around the perimeter to in the paint and then back out to the perimeter with Kelvia Campbell. Sloan Pinder there. Now Williams alone, and she drains a three.
Big shot.
Yeah, big shot. Timely, crucial three-pointer. As Dyersburg State down by 4. Macy Collins. Nice bounce pass over to Baker. She did not catch it cleanly. Oh, rattling and coming out. The three-point attempt from Pinder. That would have been huge. Wadelski, she'll try her hand, and nothing there.
Of course, Cleveland State didn't even get into the tournament last year. Didn't have enough players.
Yeah,
finished the season with 4 healthy players.
Right, they just had some injury issues that really, it was a disappointing turn of events, certainly. So coming back in this tournament, and if they win or lose this game, they still have to be happy, and they are even happier now after Marnasia Houston buries that shot.
Under 2 minutes, timeout called by Coach Domi, as this is a crucial offensive possession. Now the question is, do they need to go for a 3 here with 1:47 to go in the game, down by 6, or do you run your offense? The problem has been that while trying to run their offense, they've just not been able to get a decent shot at the basket. They have made multiple passes and several times The shot clock has gone down to minimal seconds, and they just have to heave one up. Here you want to draw something up to get a quick, I would say just to go ahead and get a quick 2. Pick up full court against Cleveland State as Macy Collins, Marnasia Houston, Sloan Pender, Kayla Lopez, and Kennedy Baker, the 5 for Cleveland State. For the Eagles, Dariana Holt, Kelvia Campbell, Rebecca Wood, Addie Gentry, and Morgan Williams. Inside out. Now go inside at the free throw line. They're looking for a 3. Holt's 3 is no good. And the rebound fought for but tapped out by Baker. It should be 20 on the shot clock, I would expect, because it was not possessed by Cleveland State, and 20 on the shot clock. Not that Dyersburg State wants to get deep into it. They've got to work for a quick bucket. Morgan Williams surveying, gets it to Gentry. Tapped away. Now Cleveland State, Dyersburg State needs to force the pressure here. Williams gets it over to Houston. Cleveland State wants to run as much clock, but Kennedy Baker fires a shot with 15 seconds on the shot clock and misses. That seems to help Dyersburg as Morgan Williams has it knocked out of her hand, but he goes right to Campbell. Now Williams, she's going to fire from the left wing, and it's long. Rebound to Macy Collins as she will knock Rebecca Wood down. They have tussled a couple times today. Once resulted in a jump ball, and Macy Collins will go to the free throw line. Not a single foul called on Cleveland State here in the quarter, but Dyersburg with 5, so Cleveland State, for every foul now, will go to the free throw line, where they have had a great game. 80%, 12 of 15. Collins misses the front or the first. These are different free throws here. That's her first of the afternoon. And drains the second to go up by 3 scores. 57-50. Dyersburg with 45 seconds to go. Dariana Holt, right wing over to Kelvia Campbell. Her 3 is good. Kelvia Campbell buries a 3. Full court pressure. Macy Collins with nobody on her, so it's just Dariana Holt who's going to reach out and touch Kayla Lopez to stop the clock. That is Holt's 3rd foul. But at this point in time, with 33.3 seconds to go, you just have to, whoever's the closest Lady Eagle. And Lopez buries the free throw. Jay Harper down on the court to chat with the winning coach right now. It looks like it could be, or will be, Ayanna McWilliams as Lopez goes 1 for 2. Campbell up court, and her pass is knocked away. Lopez will give it up to Sloan Pender as Campbell reaches out to stop the clock, and she will foul Sloan Pender as she's stepping up to the line at the red line. She's at the wrong line. There you go. Now step back to the white line. That's happened a couple of times here at VolState. Pender's free throw. No good. Cleveland State has had an opportunity to put this game away here with free throws, but misses another one. Rebound to Wood. Under 20 seconds to go. Williams being hawked, but up court to Dariana Holt. She's going to drive, kick out to the corner. Wood for 3. No good. Rebound to Macy Collins. And she will clear the basketball to Kayla Lopez. As still time on the clock, Marnasia Houston finally recovers, and Cleveland State knocks off Dyersburg 58-53. And they will move on to play the winner of our final game, Columbia State versus Chattanooga State. Jay Harper is down with Coach Ayanna McWilliams. Go ahead, Jay.
Coach, this is just, what a gutsy performance, knocking off the higher seed. I know you have confidence in your team, but I'm sure there are even times that maybe you might even be surprised in how well they do.
Yeah, no, I think Dyersburg has been a great matchup for us all year. Third time, again, we did what we needed to do down the stretch. Got the stops, and we made free throws to seal the deal, so yes.
What can you say about Kayla Lopez? She's always the smallest player on the floor, but she's your little coach. She's your little general on the floor.
Hey, she doesn't come easy, man. She's a coach extension of myself. She plays hard. Just a tough kid all around.
Well, hey, great win. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
That sounds good.
All right. All right, Tim, back to you upstairs.
All right, that concludes game 3 of 4 today. Dyersburg falls to Cleveland State. They will await the winner of our final game, Columbia State, the number 3 seed against the Lady Tigers of Chattanooga State. We'll be back here to carry all the action right here on the VolState Sports Network.